And we're live. Hi, everybody. Hi, David.
Hello, welcome everyone. Just moving the
I was
camera
just going to say
around.
I turned the fan on, so I've got my hair's going everywhere, but
Your hair
that's okay.
looks great, Debbie. we need the we
Well,
need the reminder of the movements, and we're all in this movement, the flow, and we are like dancers. And we
there we
always need
go.
that reminder that we are dancing and not to take anything too seriously, not to attach too much to whatever's happening, to enjoy just be on that dance floor, which takes a lot of skill and it needs a bit of self-control. There's so many elements to what makes dancing fun, and also requiring balance and skill. And when you partner with another person, I think it's like you're coordinating your energy, you're balancing. It's like the ultimate relationship test. How can you work together?
Well, hopefully I won't step on your feet. And we want to say hi to Jocelyn and hi to Kim.
Hi, Kim.
And
Welcome. Good to see you.
cool. You guys, please share the show. We are uh, going to grow our audience and get all these great things and fun and readings later out for everybody. But I know that you've been busy and you had a nice trip, traveled and everything, and you are coming live from Australia, by the way, you
Live, I
guys.
was at some airports, I was on the planes. Yeah, it had
Oh
been a
wow.
while. Yeah.
We tend to think, I mean, like in the US, we're going like everybody wants to go to Australia. It's like it's this gorgeous, wonderful, and we get that from the movies and stuff, and all the water and the beauty, and we're ready to go.
That's exciting. Always welcome.
And you're in the
Because
tropical
yeah, and
region.
I'm just thinking because where I am is really a tourist. It's a tourist town, and it's along the Great Barrier Reef, which of course is famous. So there's a lot of boats that take people out. But I'm just thinking with Australian policies closing down the borders and all of that, it was a kind of a deterrent for tourism, like a big deterrent, like everyone just stay away. But the borders have reopened, so if you are thinking about traveling, it is possible again. You're
Oh, good.
welcome. Mm.
I had no idea. Matter of fact, I'm in this world of working all the time. Um, we've been working. We started working on book 3, so that gets intense. Where we work into the wee hours of the night, and we, listen to the book and we discuss what we're doing. This book that we're going to be doing is really exciting, and it takes a lot of research. So we have that research coming in via the some local police departments, and some great libraries are sending us a lot of stuff.
And
So we're
when you
excited
say
to,
that's brilliant, Debbie. When you say we, who are you referring to? That's the first question. The
oh, my
second question is,
co-author.
what is the book about? Maybe you can ask the second
Oh,
question first.
uh, well, my co-author is Kara Carter Gubrud, and she is fabulous, fabulous. And we got together. It's how. Let's talk about the law of attraction, because things just fell into place perfectly. And one was that I had an opportunity to help with a movie. Movie's now on Showtime, by the way. Met the director, and through her went on a Zoom meeting, and felt like the person, one of the woman that was in the room, like I knew her. I was like, she sounds familiar. And I go, okay, I'll message her. And I said, "But you don't know this person." But I said, I really felt it so much that I messaged her. And I said, your voice is so familiar. I had never met her before, but she was a fantastic author, and she has like almost a photographic memory and of history buff. And I said, I pitched an idea. The idea is a book based on my life, my metaphysical experiences in opening portals and going through to past lives. And so in my seances and all kinds of stuff. And we decided that, I wanted her to go through time travel through a mirror, but with a purpose. But let me tell you, David, it's a great thing of going into the past and helping people coming back to the future. It's an adventure. It is really, really great. But the wonderful thing that we did when we did this book is we said, how can we actually help some people? And I said, first of all, it's all inclusive. LGBTQ, everybody's in it. I am going to give you guys a little bit of a secret, but we are introducing in this third book our trans character. But we have gay couples. We're bringing everybody in to have a normal life in this book, and not only that, we made the spacing of how you read it great for people that are having reading problems and can't keep their place in that line and stuff. The font is slightly bigger for people that are vision impaired, but not large print. And we just built this around a sixth grade reading level. So it's really for 15 and above in age, but we made it easy to read for any adult, challenged readers. So we did all these things, and we always have a strong woman to uplift the women. A strong woman will be in our book and featured as a character. And we have almost everything that you read when they go through that portal into another time is going to be almost like 99% historically correct. So we're hoping people will read it and go back and say, I don't know if that really happened. Go back and they're going to find out it did. So anyway, we're having a lot of fun, and we're hoping in the weeks to come, the beta readers will get it. They have to read it so we don't have so many boo-boos in it and typos. And then it'll be out. The third book will be out. So we just really want to make it an adventure, enlighten people. And I'll probably use you, David, because there'll be some times that we need to have some of your wisdom and all that great education and teaching that you have, and have you learned about healing and meditation and all this. We're going to enlighten people as they read this book about Wiccan practices, which I am, Wiccan trained, and how to manifest the law of attraction and how to live a peaceful life and with joy and all of that. So we are going to be bringing these little things in that people can go do in their own lives. So that's what the book's about. And Kara is my co-author. And so the fun part of it is to stay up late at night. And I do drink my coffee and work on it. I order ahead 3 or 4 meals, and I just kind of set and write. So for me, this
meals. That's a lot.
I do, so that I don't have to go out or worry about food. For the next day, I'll have meals.
And when you say in the night, like how late would you stay up?
She might stay up all night, and I'm fading we're on different time zones. So I'm much earlier, in the night than she is, but she'll stay up early into the next morning. But I'm ready to go. Like 2 would be my maximum, 2 a.m. And so anyway, but it's a lot of fun, and I love that. I love that life and what we're doing, and we have a lot of good things down the pike for the series. So lots of fun.
Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that. It's so exciting to hear of this energy that you're producing and that you're embarking on this journey with such commitment and passion to stay up till 2 a.m. I think I would probably I don't know if I'd last until 2 in the morning. I know with our time difference, it could get really interesting.
I happen to have a copy. That is the first book. We're working on the third. So this sets everything up for Deborah O'Hara as she goes and through time through this beautiful Italian mirror. So anyway, I'm going to take that down.
It's a very strong title and a very strong concept, and I think it could be made into a series. Absolutely, this could. Yeah, I have a very strong feeling about this one, Debbie. It's very strong.
You know, it's just a tribute to the law of attraction and the universe and working with the other side and going with the flow. It was everything that's coming comes very easily. And so I always like to tell people just put out into the universe what you want to happen. And you can't, you know, it's fine if you're surprised when it comes, but everybody should really try it. And once you go in the flow of energy, David, don't you believe that that's like the easiest path?
Absolutely, and I love the word effortless, effortlessly. And so often the resistance is in our mind, and that resistance creates barriers, and it creates conflict, and it creates challenge, difficulties. We often produce a lot of these hurdles, which can just be evaporated and dissolved with letting go. I know life isn't always that simple, and some challenges are out of our control, and they are karmically related. You know, there's a lot of reasons why things happen. So I don't want to say everything is easy. It's so
Right.
much of our difficulties can be dissolved away, and can be an expression of the ego or some part of our personality that needs resolution. I'm sure you've met many people who you just described as sort of disagreeable or difficult, or why do they have to make everything so difficult? I'm sure you've met those kind of people, Debbie.
Yes. Yes. I do have a little question for you, David. Do you believe that we come into this lifetime with like a soul contract, like our little to-do list of things that we're supposed to do in this lifetime?
Absolutely, we do. We don't always achieve it. We don't always get it right, and so there's success and failure. You know, from a spiritual point of view, success and failure does exist to a certain extent, but it's more about lessons learned, and it's not like a punitive kind of hell. There is a sort of there is hell, but it's self-created, and it's there for our learning, and we can get out of it. We're not stuck in hell. We're not stuck in purgatory. But absolutely, we come with lessons, and we come with a personality. We come with gifts, soul gifts, and these soul gifts are here for us to express in the world, and we all have them. But some people just come, you know, I've heard so many stories, and talking about your book, I love stories, and just, you know, people who came and they were just here to experience something, and then they were gone, and people left behind can't understand, well, why did you come into the world? And often it's loved ones that really struggle to accept death, to accept that we are spiritual experiences having a temporary human experience, and to accept it, it's really really hard. But there are these lessons that play out, and some souls, they're just here to literally be here for a week. You know, babies, a lot of babies die, and it's not easy, but there is a plan. There is a greater plan, and we can access the wisdom of that plan through our visions, through our dreams, through our imagination. We are connected to that higher path, and there's a sort of high potential and a low potential, and some of us don't always get there, and that's okay too. We're not, as I said, it's not about being punitive. You know, there's a certain possibility that we have that's a higher possibility, and I always think, let me access my highest possibility. Let's access the highest potential that we possibly have, and let's go on that path.
David, so is it Charlie? Hi, thank you for coming in. Now, she said that she's sick of the human experience. It's excruciating, so she has a lot of pain. She also did lose a baby, and I'm so sorry that happened.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
so
but
sorry, Shelly.
when we feel that we've really had it with this life because it's piled on a bunch of stuff, Do you have a suggestion on how we get ourselves out of there and on a new path, or just raise the vibration, or make that change?
I do believe that there's so many ways to raise our vibration, not just a single way, and everyone has their own space, just environmentally where they are living, what opportunities present themselves. For some people, they can go for a walk on a beach. Other people don't have a beach, so they don't have that option. They can go into a forest, maybe. Some people don't have either option. So I don't want to dictate what option you have. Always in your imagination, you can go somewhere else. You can go to a healing place and perhaps ask yourself, what is the most healing environment I can imagine for myself that will make me feel better? And if you don't have those opportunities close by, then in your visions, in your imagination, you can set that intention that you're going to travel there. And before you go to bed, you can set an intention. This is where I want to travel. But I feel like healing, there's often a lot of chaos in healing. It's not always a straight path. And thank you, Charlie, for that. And loss is part of our human experience. And yeah, we can get stuck in dark places. And I think we've all been there. So I don't want to give these a glib kind of answer. Just there is hope. Trust that you are guided. There is spiritual support. There are people who love and care for you. Your life is worthwhile. You do have a purpose, and do the things that raise your vibration. The things, if you don't have energy, maybe it's just for 5 minutes, concentrate on your breathing. Breath work is really powerful. If you do have energy to go to a yoga class, go. If you have opportunities to be in nature, I find nature is the great healer. And so often, if I want to give one answer, I would say go into nature. But you're not alone. Reach out to other people. Other people do care and can support you and can relate to you. Just looking for your comment. Oh, I found it again. Shaylee, sorry, Shaylee. Skylar's purpose was fulfilled in the time that he was here, and I'll always be beyond grateful for the time that I was blessed to hold him in my arms. And that's such a beautiful message, Shaylee, because loss can be beautiful too, and to see the love in the loss and how people have chosen that path, and that's their sovereignty, their choice to come into our life. And it's also our sole choice to experience losses, to experience grief, or to lose a person. That's part of our soul path. So as hard as that is to accept, because it can be really hard, and you spoke about how hard life can be and how excruciating it can be, and especially when we deal with losses and when it's young people, I think that's really, really hard to accept that a young person was taken away. I think if someone's 90, we can kind of be, well, they had their life, it's not as tragic. We don't feel the charge, but it's the young people that pass away. I think it's the hardest for those that are left behind.
So, Shaylee, you were, I guess, clinically, or you said you were dead for 3 days, so that you were in a coma for 3 days on a ventilator. You remember every second of it, and you had a choice. Wow, of coming back or not. Wow. Let me tell you that I had a near-death experience, and I know a lot of people that have. And so I expected that in mine I'd see a tunnel, because everybody said a tunnel. I didn't see a tunnel, but I've had people see angels and big, bright swords being wielded, and I mean all kinds of stuff. Seeing somebody that from their family that had passed, so that is amazing. But it's David. I guess that when you come close to death or go over to the side, what do you think about this? you have a choice to come back, or they allow you to come back or stay.
Yeah, it's a particular interest of mine, and I've heard so many people who've come back, uh, and some of them say that they weren't really given a choice, that they just had to come back. Others were given a choice, and so often it is a crossroads in their life, and you can imagine, you can go left, you can go right, and it's often influenced by the people they leave behind and the impact they realize that they have on other people's lives, and that the impact they're here to have on other people becomes a big part of the decision to come back. But absolutely, it is a soul choice, and some people are just not meant to stay, and some are meant to be here. So it's wonderful. Shaylee, you're meant to be here. You have a purpose, and you've come back for that purpose. And when people do come back, I find that their purpose is often strongly revealed, and it becomes like a second chance, because they come back with the wisdom and knowledge of the other side. So there's more energy behind, more power behind their choices and their behavior. That there's more a sense of, I'm on a mission. And I think often that's a struggle for people when they don't feel they're on a mission.
Well, David, when I came back and I was convalescing, that's when a voice came in. A man's voice came in and gave me a message about my brother-in-law, which ended up being validated. And that's when I was like, at first I'm like, am I okay? Did I have a stroke? Heart attack? Am I all right? I'm like, I'm okay, but that wasn't my thought. And the connection from me going closer in, I guess, and getting to that point of crossing over, I think I came back with being able to communicate, because that's when all this wonderful, magical, wonderful things came in. I want to tell you what happened to my grandmother. This is amazing. So my grandmother died for 45 minutes. And she went to the morgue. By the way, she had one of those pregnancies that don't go into the uterus, but they go in the tubal pregnancy, and it burst. And so she was at the hospital. She died. She was pronounced dead, and they put her in some kind of in this a long time ago, my grandmother put her into a wicker basket and toe tagged her and took her down to the morgue. And so they went in and told my grandfather that she had passed and all of that. And she was, clinically dead for, 45 minutes. And so she wasn't dead. She came back, and she scared the heck out of the morgue assistant, and he went and got all the doctors came down. But what she told me, is that she got to go to the staircase, and I'm so sorry, ectopic pregnancy. Thank you, Shaylee. And she got to go up the stairs to heaven. And I forgot how many, but she counted the stairs like 154 or whatever. I wish I could remember. But she counted the stairs up to heaven, and she got to the gates. And then she said that was Jesus. It wasn't like St. Peter or somebody. It was Jesus. And she said, no, you're not ready yet. So you need to turn around and you go back down the stairs. So she went back down and counted the stairs down. And when she got to the last stair and stepped down, she woke up in the morgue. So that was weird. So I don't know I don't know if we all, when we cross over, we have a certain way that we think it's going to be, and so that's what we experience. But that sounds
yeah. Well, if you imagine spirit or soul, you imagine, well, what does the spirit or soul look like? Because we have this human body and we look how we look, but an energy, a soul can take on different characters or look different. So often I've heard people will look around 30 years old. Thank you, Jocelyn. It's very kind.
I know. I'm telling you.
People will look about 30 years old. They'll look young and pretty, young and handsome, whatever it is. But as a soul, like as a human being, like how would you choose to portray yourself? What would you be wearing? So these are choices, but if you're presenting yourself in front of another soul, often you may present yourself in clothing or in garments that they will understand, they will relate to. So when people have these experiences, they're not necessarily literal. There's an interpretive quality based on their understanding and what they would be comfortable with. So, what would be gentle for them to see? Probably someone in a white cloak or whatever it is. If they've just died, if they've just passed away, then there'll be someone kind and gentle with their hand out. So definitely it's dictated to some extent by your own personality and your own experiences. But I think it's interesting. Raymond Moody was he was a gateway in this kind of research, and he's a phenomenal. Phenomenal. I read that many years ago, and it was just had such an impact on me on how common these experiences were of people dying, having the same or similar experiences, often some kind of tunnel experience, going through some kind of gateway or stairway to heaven. But it's extraordinary that that's within your family and that was within your heritage. It's part of your heritage, Debbie.
Oh wow! I guess when I pass, I better start formulating how I want it to be. I think.
Yeah, and I think not to be what's the word? Not to be too pessimistic, but there's in certain Tibetan Buddhist circles they have death meditations, and it's a part of the tradition is to face your own death, and when you face your death in a way that brings you to life and it confronts you, and you're like, all right, I have a limited number of days left. This is what I want to be doing. This is how I want to be spending my time. This is how I don't want to be wasting my time. So it can have that effect of really waking people up.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So it's
Is
common.
is that a meditation that is everybody does it at the same time? It all is the same words, or is that personal to each person?
Well, there are Buddhist traditions and certain types of approaches to that meditation. I can't remember when I cannot remember when I was first introduced to it, but you can have your own personal experience, but essentially facing your own death. It doesn't have to be a complicated meditation, but just confronting that reality, going there, seeing that, and then bringing yourself back to the present moment.
You know how great that is, because I think everybody needs to sit down once in a while, have a little quiet time, and really look to see, what do they want for the future, or what are their goals, and all of that. And I think that's something that we should do every once in a while. And certainly at my age, because I have, kind of a big number coming up in a few weeks, and I go, I've got to know where I want to go and how I want to finish this last little path that I'm on. And so I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing to sit down and to see what is priority now. We've had this big thing. Did we have this big shift of this pandemic and all the craziness all over the
chaos,
world with it?
chaos, duality, polarity, division, anger, violence, war. It's all happening, Debbie.
It's the most insane. I've never experienced anything like this. That, I mean, you just turn around and there's something started, and we don't know all the things that are behind all some of these things that are happening, but I just go, wow, how is this keep occurring? And I just I really feel like we should have some kind of a time that we could do it on a show where we just sit and we send some healing out. We need to get about a billion
Yeah,
people.
that's a great idea, Debbie. Yeah, we could also have a death meditation. That would be good. Um, it's
Yes.
Yeah, we could have a healing show.
we're going to pencil that in. I know a lot of people want some readings, and we'll be getting to that soon. And Shaylee thinks that her take is that it's going to get worse. It certainly doesn't look like it's improving right now.
Well,
On
sometimes
some
it needs to get worse before it gets better. And we as humanity, we've been through a lot already, so it's not like it's we haven't been through stuff. And perhaps there was a comfort level in the last 30 years. I remember, I think it was in the 1990s when I think New York Times brought out this is the end of history. There was some, I don't remember who it was. Do you remember that, Debbie?
No,
It was some political leader, I think, and he said, "Oh, this is the end of history because that was the Berlin Wall came down, the Cold War ended, all these things that were intractable conflicts ended, and it seemed like now there's going to be world peace, everything's going to be well." And how long did that last? And you think, what a joke, the end of history. That really didn't happen at all.
Yeah,
It's just beginning. So we have a destiny as humanity, as human beings, and definitely a lot of the stuff that's been hidden is coming to the surface. It's boiling to the surface. So although it seems shocking and confronting, the more that comes to the surface, the more can be healed, can be released. So it's like detoxing. I'm sure you've had some kind of detox experience. Things rise to the surface, and it's like a healing crisis. So that's happening
every week.
So
Oh my goodness.
there's we've got some interesting characters on the world stage, and some of them still are building war military. They're spending a lot of money on their military, so we still have challenges.
You know what gets me about that is when they, I know the United States sending a lot of, millions of dollars out and everything, but I love that we help each other, but I want to help each other, like have good lives, to have enough food, to have medicine, to have happy lives. That's what I want the money spent on. And we have these world leaders that are, I want our property back, or I want, to create war or whatever. I want to control. And I'm just going, my goodness. I'm going to say something publicly that, I have people cringe when I say it. You're going to cringe, David. People are going to cringe. But I really would love to see like a big hunk of time, like maybe 100 years of women's rule, women leaders. I would love that. I would love that. I just really
think
feel like
I think
women
it
are ready.
is. I mean, there's definitely been a big shift, and it is coming. Interesting, because I'm kind of I tend to be more kind of down the middle about this topic. I don't like men to be demonized, and I see that as a problem as well. And so I kind of moderate my perspective, and I don't like to see. I like to see equality of opportunity. I don't like this concept of window dressing or equality of outcome, where you force results based on your ideology, or whatever your ideology is. You force that onto other people. I always believe in competency, and competency being the most important thing, and hard work, excellence, and people rising based on their leadership qualities. Because
I think there's a difficulty in the world of happening.
Absolutely. There's
And
a
it's can
real
be
gap.
oppression of women and control and everything, and money, and so that's my stance. I think that would make a great big difference if we could do that. I'm not saying that some wonderful men out there, but somehow we've got so many that want war, or they want, some kind of power, maybe godlike, they think, in what they can do. And I just really, this needs to change. My take.
Yeah, well, and I think that we look at the last world wars, and they were supposed to change humanity. We said never again, and yet how big are the military budgets? What ended up happening after World War II was a Cold War, and it's like Russia was on the Allied side, it was on America's side, and then why they had to go into this Cold War is just very unnecessary. And once that ended, then it was on to the next thing, and that's these patterns, and they play out in our astrology, the energetics of these. But definitely the highest potential, we were talking about the highest potential, is
I will
no
pray
war.
for the good people to get in power. How's that?
Yeah, let's get some good leaders, because sometimes the qualities to become a leader are not the qualities you want in a leader. So often it's a kind of egoic arrogance, and
Like Shaylee said about power.
wanting to have power hungry. Absolutely. So that was those qualities are not. So maybe we should go to our, go somewhere else for our leaders. Maybe doctors or nurses, or why do we need politicians? Why do we need politicians? I don't think politics is really necessary in this day and age, when we can, if we're interested in what people think, we can survey them, we can ask them questions, we can get a democratic result on any particular issue. But why do we need politics, and why do we need politicians? I don't know the answer to that, Debbie.
I get it. So this has been such a good discussion. We do have some people that were wanting readings. Kimmy, I want to tell you that, we are not going to do health projections of health or any legal things, you guys. So, but this would be the time to ask for a reading now. And I want to tell you, Michelle wanted to know how your holiday was. Man, I love this. The cat has the crown, and she has the crown. I love that. That's
wow,
awesome.
that is beautiful.
I love it.
Very interesting creatures, those cats. Very intuitive. Yeah, they have a certain regal quality, I think.
Well, she wanted to know how your holiday went.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't answer that. I went through so much travel. I always feel like travel is like entering a portal. And just being on those planes, I was on. There were 2 planes, so it was quite a journey. Quite a lot of airports. But I saw family, which it's the first time since 2020. So it was wonderful to see some family again and have that experience. So I came back feeling quite renewed. New energy, and so thank you. It was a good trip. I saw a few friends as well.
That is wonderful. I need a renewal. I really do. I have a chance to go to Arizona coming up in a couple months, but
well, that would be exciting. Some renewal for you there.
Well, I've been there. It's a lovely little town, and there's a family wedding, but I got to make that decision this week. All right. Jocelyn so wants a calm David reading. But we're going to look at Gabby here, Gabrielle.
So let's set an intention for these readings that we really bring the highest good, the highest vibration, the highest possibilities into the space.
Absolutely.
For the highest good of all of us. Did you say we're starting with Gabriella?
Yes. And I'm going to look at career and see what comes up. You're not a broken record. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we just talk a lot. Thank you for your patience.
If anybody wants to send David a little love offering, his PayPal is right there and in the description.
So maybe I'll start, Gabriella.
Sure.
Unless you want to start, Debbie. You just seem very busy.
I'm
So I feel like there's worry that's in fact affecting your intentions and your ability to manifest and allow the flow to come your way. So I think importantly, set your intentions and allow that energy to vibrate throughout your being, physically, energetically, spiritually, of true gratitude, of pure source energy coming into your flow, and that will allow things to move effortlessly and more for you to manifest more easily. Because I feel like there's a lot of worry, and that worry keeps manifesting as obstacles. So you're kind of producing these obstacles through your worry, and letting go sounds, I know it sounds easier than it is, but that's just a mental projection. So really, if you believe that the flow is coming your way, it will come your way. But I got a strong sense of admin for your career, something organizing finances, organizing people as well, and you're very competent organizing and setting out structures. And so keep doing that, and realize that it's also about the quality of your being, Gabriella. So whatever you're doing in your career, that's just a part of you, and sometimes it can be a very important part of you. But I get that you're putting a lot of energy into this, and it's important you put energy into your inner self, your emotional self. You concentrate on self-care, and not being too serious about it. So, but I know you do some serious work, but just realize, all right, this is just, I'm going to work, I'm going to spend a few hours at work. By all means, you're competent, but sometimes you're taking it too seriously, if that makes sense. It's like, well, it's important, but not that important. So just realize your soul, your spirit, it wants to explore, it wants to play, it wants to have a bit of a childlike experience as well. So I do see that coming through with children around you. Maybe that's in the future, but I do feel there are some children around you, and that's helping you to experience a childlike state, which is very important. So just find the balance ultimately. So over to you, Debbie. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say your card is your life is a canvas. So that's an open book, Gabriella. So that means you go out and create, and you have those abilities within you. So don't narrow things down too much, because when you narrow it down, it limits your experience. So see a wider perspective, open your mind, and realize that the bias or experiences you're having are often coming from your projections, your ideas of how things should be, instead of how they really are.
That's
Thank you.
amazing. So I want you to take this big thing he said, go out and create. Okay? That's your takeaway for this. I'm gonna tell you that I do see you being about getting some money that you should get. Like I feel like there's money that you should get. Give me that money that's owed or whatever. So I do give me that money. I think that you can manifest that in. Now get some money that's tied to you in some way, and that needs to come in. I do get going along with the flow as the energy sometimes, over you. Whatever's good for everybody's good for you, and going with the flow. I'm going to tell you that you're going to get a little bump up in your intuition in the future. So you're going to get a gift from the other side. It's going to be great. I'm not sure if you just went somewhere or had a short trip or something, but I get ready and get going on something, or a little trip or something in the past. So they show me that there's going to be a transformation for you, like a huge one, a different way to live, a change in lifestyle. I see that you're transformed into something. You're going to learn something else, do something different, and have this big change for the better for you. And I love it. You also have a little love issue here of making some decisions about it. I do feel like maybe something, if not now, is going to come out of the blue, kind of like something you didn't expect. Don't worry about it. But I feel like there's something I didn't see coming. All right. I do get a woman that I feel is here. I feel very much very nurturing, very creative, and very intuitive. Unsure if this is you or someone else, but a good kind of mom energy here. I want to tell you, I do see you making money. So I love that. I do see going ahead regular basis and making money. I don't see anything extraordinary different right now, though. I just see, okay, we're going to make money, we're going to work. I do get a Queen of Wands here, a very business minded female. So these are good people to have as allies, because they have ambition and they want to get to the top of their field, and they'll help pull you and help push you up that ladder to where you want to be in your career. So that's what I see for you. So hang in there and create. Love it. Love it. Okay. I'm going to look at new comments really fast. Okay, I see that your living conditions, you're going to have a big change in the way you live. Absolutely. But I feel like you are right there saying, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do something. So there you go. I know, Gabby, I'm sorry. I switched to writing for now, but I'm so blessed to be on here with David. Okay, let's go. David, somebody really needs your calm. Remember, Jocelyn does. Okay. David's calm. So I guess a general reading. I love your cards. I've got to get those cards. I like those cards that you have.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been quite drawn. I bought a series of them, and these are two ladies. I believe they're Australian ladies, but I love the artwork. Daniela Knoll is the artist, and Rebecca Campbell is the author. So Rebecca Campbell, I had a couple of her books. I think it was Bring You Are Light or Bring Your Light or something like that. It was kind of a spiritual companion.
Well, later when you have time in our chat, our messenger, write it to me. I'm not going to remember that.
Okay. So Jocelyn, you were asking about calm, and really always think, if I want to be calm, I need to breathe. I need to think about my breath. So let's keep it really simple. Breath is really the gateway. It's our connection to other realms. It's our connection to life itself. It's so much one can talk about breath. There's a book called Breathe, I think, or is it Breath or Breathe? So if you do want to do some reading, I'll look that up, but I think it's called just Breathe, a really good book about breathing. But just from a practical point of view, remember your breath reflects your emotional state and your energetic state. So when things are stuck, you'll be often breathing to the upper chest. The goal is to breathe into the belly. So simply, if you're feeling stressed, consciously breathe into your belly. You can place your hands over your belly. That's really helpful. And if you just gently do that a few times, say 3, 4, 5 times, that will shift your vibration. So very, very simple. Anyone can do it at any time. If you can't sleep at night, then I do suggest breath breathing, focusing on your breathing is really important. So yeah, please practice that, Jocelyn, and you'll feel calm. It's possible for you. Just breathe,
Can I go ahead now?
please.
Um, Jocelyn, I was so excited to see your cards. When I get the talent card first, I just love it. A lot of times when it comes as the first card or the fourth card in the gut, my psychic will come in and say, "Oh, are you a celebrity? Or you do something really great? Are you super talented or creative?" You have this wonderful card of being able to do something that will give you emotional joy and success. This shows me that you do something well that you get a lot of good joy out of, and I call it a talent card. I love it. But you have this amazing card of the magician over you. Again, this is the card that sometimes I call people out. Do you have patents? Do you have products? I mean, do you get money making ideas? This is that creative card over the talent card. I'm like, this is fantastic. So the magician card, money making ideas, be able to create stuff. It's just fabulous. You have this great energy over you. You are going to get something you really want. In the future, I have like, if you send stuff out to the universe, like empty ships, they're going to come back full of treasure. I get you getting and receiving a great reward in the future. You know what? I get this guy in the past a little bit, sometimes can be like father energy or dad energy, or maybe they would be a good dad. But I get this guy that likes to be in nature or around water a little bit, very kind, devoted, and loyal, and they're showing me in the past. I get a little bit stuck. I don't want you to be stuck. It's just a little tiny card of being a little stuck. See clearly. Do an affirmation. I see clearly every day. I see, what is it? Let's see. I see the right decision and I take it. Pick something up. See clearly. Don't be stuck. Know what you want to do. I get you really sitting down and thinking about the future. And I do see taking on, if not now, later, extra responsibility, having a lot on you, but you can take care of it. I get a wish come true, something you really, really want. You're manifesting that in, you're going to get it. Let's talk about the Wheel of Fortune, because this is a great card that shows me from a positive change, great things come for you. So good fortune comes through a new direction. I know that, maybe you don't quite trust what's coming ahead, but your cards are fantastic. So you have to kind of connect to your spirit guides or your higher power or whatever. Know what's coming. Use the law of attraction. You're manifesting that. You know what's ahead, so that you don't go, well, I'm ready for anything, but really don't know what's going to happen. No, know what's going to happen, because create your own future. All right, that's what I have for you.
Yeah, I want to say, Jocelyn, I feel like you've got this, and you're kind of second guessing yourself and saying, no, I'm not worthy. This isn't for me. I'm not on my path. But you are on your path. You do have soul guidance. There is a change in your life coming up, and you are going to be stepping into a different career, a new career path, which is more in line with your creativity. So you're birthing a creation. You're bringing an idea to life. And I feel like it's like you feel unprepared for changes, but you are prepared. You've done this before. Your soul has wisdom beyond what you realize. So you kind of think, oh, I don't know if I can do this. You can do this. You've done it all before. Just as everything Debbie said was right on. Just keep your mind clear, believe you can do it, and you will be able to do it. It's let it be effortless. Just let the flow come your way and be part of the flow.
It's wonderful. I'm going to switch back to Michelle.
Michelle. I'm just going to be off for a moment.
Okay. All right. I'm going to ask about love, but if they have a message for you, that can come in also. All right, let me take some cards. Of course, like a whole hunk of cards just flew off the desk. Oh well. Here we go. Gonna flip them over right now. Okay. Let me get them out here. So I do see that love comes in the future. Okay, actually, I do get that. Wow, you got a big card there. Oh, okay. All right. The first card that came down for you, Michelle, is my little bit of heartache. That represents you. Three swords through the heart, a little bit of heartache. I want to tell you that you do also have this wonderful, I get imagination and I get creativity and all of that. You have the magician card crossing over. Great money making ideas, great creativity, and all of that. So super great. But the lover's card's coming in the future for you. So you have to wait until I see that coming in. You can always manifest. And if you want to know how to manifest the perfect guy into your life, just private message me at or you don't you're on YouTube, so send me an email, psychicfixes@gmail, and I will send you my book and I'll tell you how I manifested someone into my life. And but I do get that right now that's going to be coming more in the future. I do get this card of having some kind of transformation or a big change in the past. Message to you is to watch your money, sit on your money, save your money. Sometimes when we get this magician card, we need to have some money saved to go with these ideas. I get the big card of the hangman card. So here we have the card of destiny, and this is one of learning our lessons, things that we want to experience in our soul contract and all of that. I feel like that you might be coming into, if not experiencing now, where we're learning something that we said that we would go through in this lifetime. I do get that there might be some fear with a relationship. Even though I have the messenger of love and romance, I get a very negative energy of fear with that. So be ready for that to come in because it's going to come in the future. Let me tell you, I feel like that you are getting your desires and you're just checking those goals off. I feel like that you are working towards getting what you want, enhancing yourself or career or whatever, making a change for the better, and maybe wanting to see the world. But I do feel like that you're fulfilling those things and you're on that path. I do get a party or something. I get this card of a celebration, a party. Such a good card. I feel like there's a big reason to celebrate that will come up. And these last two cards are fantastic. So that's what I have for you.
Great, Michelle. So there does feel like there's this longing. It's like your soul is longing for not just one thing, but different things. And you're definitely here to have a human experience, but you're craving kind of to experience things that are otherworldly, if that makes sense. So the challenge is to be a human as well as being a spirit, to be conscious of your human experience and conscious of having a soul. So your soul is inhabiting your body, it's a synthesis. You're a synthesis of soul and body. So always recognize that you're neither one nor the other. You're both, and both need to be in harmony. Both need to be cherished and honored and cared for. And so your personality as well has this transcended element as well as the immanent element, the embodied aspect. But you may be leaning towards some transcendence. So just find the balance and realize that you can connect to both worlds, be present to the opportunities the world has to offer you, because I do feel fear coming in, and it's kind of like you can ask your star family for support. They're there for you. But also realize that you are very, very capable in your own life to get to achieve the goals that you've set yourself. It feels like goals are big and a big part of your life, and that's great. But never take yourself too seriously. The key message would be find the balance, honor the balance, and let go of your fear. So that would be, in a nutshell, all I would say today, Michelle. If you need support, you can call on support. You can call on help.
Thank you, David. You know what? It's just about time to go. I want to remind everybody that we have lots of practitioners on Psychic Fixes. I actually got a reading from Dana, the anxiety coach, prior to our show. I was watching along and I go, I'm going to do this, you know. So I did my donation and she blew me away. Great reading from her. And we have Kit Adams is on, and eventually you'll see Carla and Zoe and other people on, and it's just really neat. And I'm on a show on Saturdays, and it is at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and it's Ghost Stories with Kara, Debbie, Brandy, and Sandra. And we all get together and we talk about true ghost stories throughout the world that people have written about their accounts and everything. So we're going to have giveaways on now. I don't know if you guys know what hell notes are. David, do you know what a hell note is?
No?
I should have one here. They're over in the drawer. We're going to be giving out hell notes. It is money for the dead. So it's got a kind of a long story to it, and we'll be telling you what that is on Saturday. So do come in and see and support all of our great practitioners that do these shows, as well as David. His PayPal is in the description and also scrolling across the screen. And so thank you, Michelle. It's always a lot of fun to do the shows and to have more people coming in and helping everyone out. And everybody, like Dana is an anxiety coach. So if you needed to go in and work with her privately, you can. But she's free in her show to do readings for you. So she's fabulous. And so are you, Mr. Starlyte.
Thank you. Well, maybe I can join Psychic Fixes.
Well, I'm waiting for you, you know, to take over here and do whatever you want to do. Um, you know, and everybody was right with the calmness. And we are so the yin yang here, because when you're talking about people like, you know, being really calm, or then, you know, the breath, that would be me, because I keep going and all of that.
Well, I also think, you know, the country you live in is quite. United States is kind of where the fire is. It's quite intense. So that also factors in on it.
Yeah, there is always a lot going on, and yeah, U.S. is it. You know, we watch the TV horrified just like everybody else. You know of what's going on. So, but yeah, it's the times. It's the times, and we will have a healing show in which we need. You know, we can all get together, and David can give us some pointers on how to direct that wonderful energy out that can help others, as well as our group, and go out into the world. And one time you said, David, that in numbers we could affect a big change. And do you remember that?
No.
Okay. Well,
But absolutely, the
to,
group energy is powerful,
yeah,
and I think someone in the comments was talking about the collective consciousness, or just how our leaders become leaders, and how collectively, if we change, then our leaders will change, and so I think it is incumbent on us to act and to think of the world as as we're all part of it. We're all like playing our part. So at least play a good part. But the more of us that can bring positive energy, light work to raise the vibration, the better for everyone.
Right. And we will get there. When you were talking about yoga, I've always wanted to do that, but I always didn't think I could do that. So I go, I think that would be really great, but
well, it's kind of like walking. I mean, you can do yoga, but this doesn't mean you're going to get a gold medal at the Olympic Games for
yoga pose.
For the best walker, the fastest walker in the world. But that doesn't mean you can't walk. So you can do yoga.
I can
imagine
that medal, having the yoga as a competition. I mean,
but within these Indian mystical traditions, yoga means everything. It literally means union, bringing together things. So this could be yoga. This could be the yoga of talk. Could be the yoga of communication. The yoga of shows. So what do you mean by yoga? Because the body positions are just a gateway. They're just an introduction to the transcended spiritual states that you get from yoga. They're just a warm up. So perhaps you can just get into the transcendent spiritual states without moving your body, Debbie.
Oh, there we go.
Perhaps you're already there.
Yoga.
You're a yogi. You're a yoga master. You just never knew you were.
Kimberly, I will say some prayers and send some positive energy if you like after the show. And we all have that time where we need a little boost of getting up. I love healers, and I have a lot of people that come in that actually have, some really catastrophic illnesses and different things like that. And I always say, don't forget to go out there. There's so many healers that send freely healing long distance. A lot of people pray for people, and what I do is I go into a search engine and I put free healing list, and the people are there. There used to be this guy named Tomas, and he would you'd send a picture and he would send healing. Just a wonderful person. I don't know since the pandemic what's happened to all the healers that were on there, but people will pray, and I always put free because I'm one of those people that I really feel like if you have a gift that you give it freely if you can. Anybody that's educated into healing modalities like a Reiki and all that, I think that's wonderful for them to make their living. But there is a way to go ahead, and we lost David for a minute, go ahead and put in for free healing list, get on the people's list and let them send for free healing to you, good healing, and you'll feel a lot better, and we'll get your energy up, okay? So that's what I will do, Kimberly. I'm going to write a little note there. Everybody's saying thank you. Isn't that nice?
And if all of us can send energy to Kimberly now,
that would be
also
great.
Make a difference. Yeah.
Let me put her up there so everybody can focus a little bit and send great energy.
And aligning that with your soul's highest good. And coming back into a field of love. And just honoring and respecting that we are surrounded by love. And we can always connect to love.
Thank you, David. Kimberly, feel better. Feel better, okay? Okay, that was so nice. All right, you guys, it is time for us to go a little bit past our time. David, you have a great week. Many prayers for you for this achievement that you're going to have this week. So, boy, my hands are super hot.
Wow. The healing energy is coming out, Debbie.
Go, yes, yes, yes. Okay, Michelle, I will get back to you after the show, and it's time to go. And we should see you again, you guys, all next week. And David, we're a little flexible for you, so you just let me know, and I will make a broadcast, and we'll do this again. It's fantastic.
Fantastic, brilliant. Well, thank you all. Thank you, everyone, so much, and lovely to be back.
And I'm glad you got away and got to see family and do all that great stuff. That's a blessing. All right, you're a blessing, David. All right, you guys.